Hey guys, a disturbing trend is happening in Idaho and across this country. So watch this video. We're going to have a little talk about property rights and the globalist agenda. We're going to start right now. I see Californians. Oh no, I see Californians. Okay, so let's get something cleared up here. I'm not Californian. I grew up in Oregon. All kinds of Facebook pages that I'm on, Instagram, comments on other people's videos, on different YouTube channels. I see the comment over and over and over again. The Californians need to stay. You need to stay in California. You know, you're gonna come ruin our state. You're gonna turn our state blue. And we're watching this all across the country. We're watching like Virginia. We're watching different countries that are getting turned blue with their politics. And you wonder why, what's going on. And you think, well, gosh, California is definitely the leader in blueness in this country, right? So, is Idaho turning blue? I sure the heck hope not. For those of you that are new to the channel, this YouTube channel is about my wife and I. We are escaping the city, Commie-fornia, I call it. We're escaping Southern California, where we currently live right now. Remember, I grew up in Oregon. I'm not Californian. We're leaving for our log home off-grid on property up in Idaho. Land of the free. One of the last places, according to the American Redoubt, where religious freedom, property rights, small government, low taxes still exists. And that's the perception that many people have. And for the most part, it's true. But there's a disturbing trend that's going on. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Now, those of you that are return viewers, or even if you're a new viewer, if anything in this video pisses you off, I'm very happy. I hope it pisses you off. I hope it pisses you off enough to get motivated to do something about it. So I'm going to poke a little bit of fun, okay? So bear with me here. The whole thing about the Californians. Well, let's talk about that for a second. I remember when I was a kid in the 80s, my dad talking to the adults, and they were complaining about all the Californians that were moving up to Oregon. Californians are coming! Californians are coming! Oh no! And how they were ruining the state, ruining the politics, buying cash for houses, driving up the real estate prices, just ruining everything. As a kid, I didn't know any better, and I just said, oh gosh, well, Californians must be horrible, evil people. And then I ended up going to school here. I moved down here after high school, moved down here. And I came down here and realized, well, they're right in a lot of ways, but there's an awful lot of conservatives down here as well. So, and then I learned that Oregon was pretty much the land of the hippies gone wild. Now today, spring forward 40 years, and I realized that the state of Washington and the state of Oregon are almost worse in some ways than California. California is freaking bad. That's for sure. Okay, so what's this whole thing about Californians? Are they moving to Idaho and ruining the state? Well, check out this little picture that talks about it's a census data for 2018 for Idaho. 80,000 people moved into Idaho in 2018. How many of those were Californians? By far the largest percentage was 21,000, almost 22,000 people from California. The second in line was Washington. Third was... Now you wonder, why is that? What is the political makeup, the value makeup, conservative or liberal, coming from those states? Well, let's take a look at this fantastic news article from June of this year from Idaho News. Over 200,000 people increased the Republican Party. The population grew by a lot, but the amount of Republicans, registered Republicans, jumped from 37% to 52% of registered voters in Idaho are Republican, and the Democrats jumped from 7.2 to barely 10%. So there was a 200,000 person increase in the Republican rolls of registered voters in Idaho. That's a good sign. So is Idaho turning blue? I don't think so. However, there are some disturbing things happening at the local level. So, I follow a lot of other YouTube channels. One of them is Chad and Shelby from North Country Off Grid. And Chad's been putting out a couple of videos. And he mentioned one of the things that actually happened to him. There's another channel called North Idaho Exposed. And they've been highlighting some things that have also been happening. Two of these instances were transgenders doing story hour at the public library in Spokane. That's evil. Just flat out evil. I don't care who you are. You know what? I don't care what your politics are on LGBTs, but it's not right to be indoctrinating our young children at a taxpayer-funded public library. And then these protesters were escorted off the property by the local police. The local police were weaponized, and a pastor was arrested. The case is going to probably be tossed out. First Amendment violations all over the place. Okay? Chad and Shelby have been hit by the Bonner County Planning Commission for not having a permit for a small structure that he had on his property. The structure was small enough that didn't require a permit. And yet he's being made an example of because he refuses to pay the permit. That battle is just now heating up. I have pledged my financial support to Chad for attorney's fees and or when he decides he wants to run for county commissioner, for one of those county commissioner seats. We are going to be up there in the summer of 2020. That's the plan. And when I get up there, I plan on running for one of those county commission seats as well. So let's talk about the country as a whole. What's happening? The globalists and the socialists are chipping away at your rights, away at your rights as Americans. Your First Amendment, freedom of speech protections. Your Second Amendment, right to bear arms protections. Your Fourth Amendment, right to due process. We're seeing that being violated with our president, of all people. These people are evil, godless, and they want to take away your rights, and they want to collapse America. So, the Californians, well, yeah, the liberal ones can stay in California for all I care. I'm not one of them. I guarantee you I'm more conservative than most Idahoans. However, let's talk about who actually gets up and votes. So let's take a look at some statistics as far as who actually voted. How many people voted? And let's go back to the 2016 election, for example. So let's even make it more personal. And let's just talk about those of you that consider yourselves to be a Christian, a conservative religious person. Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, Muslim. Although the Muslims are being used by the socialists to collapse our country right now and change things, but that's a whole other story. So let's talk about Christians. How many Christians actually voted? I'm going to tell you, if you didn't get out and vote, how many times have we heard, one little vote's not going to matter, it's not going to make a difference?
Am I going to go vote? No, I ain't going to go vote. What? I'm going to sit here and drink my beer and watch YouTube. What's one vote going to do? It ain't going to do nothing. One little vote. What do you want, dog? You going to go vote? Your vote certainly don't count. What difference is it going to make? Nah, I ain't voting.
I'm going to tell you, if you didn't get out and vote, you got nothing to say. That's right. If you sat on your fat ass on your couch drinking beers, watching YouTube, or for goodness sakes, watching people kneel for the national anthem in football, you got no right to complain. Sorry, not sorry. I said it. If you're a Christian and you're complaining about abortion, and you sat on your fat ass and you didn't go out and vote, you are not being a good steward of what God has blessed us with in this country. God has said that He is going to hold us accountable for not being good stewards with our time, our finances, our energy, and our attention. This country was based on Judeo-Christian values. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, not every single one of the founders was a perfect evangelical Christian, I get it. But it was based on Judeo-Christian principles. Our Constitution was based on God-given rights. Our 10 Commandments, our whole law, criminal law system is based on 10 Commandments. That's where it all started. So You can't tell me that your vote doesn't count. Obviously, enough people, enough patriots in this country in 2016 were pissed off enough to get up and vote for Donald Trump. Your vote counts. But now, let's take this down and make it personal. Let's bring it down. Yeah, I just had a friend I was debating this with. Well, not debating. We were discussing the whole thing. And he had said all of his life, 40 years old or so, he's like, most of his life, well, pretty much all of his life, he has... he's never really voted much because he didn't think that his little vote counted, at least on the national level. Well, he also moved to Idaho from a liberal state. And he is all about property rights and privacy and doing what you want on your own property. Now he's fired up, and now he's pissed, and now he's getting involved, just like a lot of you should. I know a lot of Idahoans want to go back on their property, and like Chad said in his latest video, it used to be you could go buy a piece of property and basically disappear off the face of the earth and no one would ever see you again until somebody had to go investigate why they hadn't heard from you for 20 years. Find your dead body in your cabin, right? Not that way anymore. Guys, if you're watching this video, please share it with all of your friends, with all of your Facebook people. It is time to get up off of your asses and get out and vote. Do something. Get involved. Because the liberals have been doing it for 60 years. They've been doing it at the grassroots level. It is time to take back your local governments, your local city councils, your local planning commissions, your county commissions, state level. Run for state office, whatever it takes. I'm going to run for state for county commissioner. Chad Catrone is going to be running for county commissioner in Bonner County because the people that are on that county commission, they're liberal. Supposedly they're conservative, but the things that they're doing are against conservative values in Idaho, and it's chipping away at property rights. They want to start flying drones over your property to start looking for violations for buildings. Building and construction has not been issued a permit for, so they can start fining people. Why? It's your property. So, again, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Share this out. Put it out on Facebook. It is time to stand up. The battle is just now heating up. It is getting hot. And yes, you know, a lot of people don't like to talk about politics, but you know what? The politics is what's going to take away your rights as an American. You want your guns taken away? You want your property rights taken away? Then sit on your butt and do nothing and watch football, watch YouTube, drink your beer. But if you don't want that to happen, it's time to get up and take some action. If you don't want to get involved personally and directly, you can send money. Go look up North Country Off-Grid. Go check out Chad and Shelby Catrone. Look for ways to help. Look for people. Go to North Country Exposed and support them. Support the pastor that was arrested for protesting a transgender children's story hour. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you made it all the way to the end of the video. I hope you like the bloopers at the end. See you on the next video. So I don't know, you gotta focus or what you gonna do. Guess we do it.
Probably right here.
Yeah, but I don't want to have all that stuff in the background. I want to have just a basic background.
Right here then.
Yeah, that should work. That work okay?
Just white background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see me okay?
Yeah, do you want to focus on just your face?
Huh? Yeah, you're gonna focus on my face.
Just your face, right?
Yeah, just my face. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. What's this for?
Californians are coming! Californians are coming! Oh no! How's that?
Yeah. That's it?
Did it show tears? Does it look like I'm crying?
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
full on. Ow, that's kind of burning. Just water?